Hey everybody, John Grimsmo here. I want to give you a little KERN update while we do a tool change and start machining. This KERN runs so much. So much. It's been absolutely fantastic. We've actually had to replace the spindle already due to some bumps and crashes. We have a whole video on that a couple months ago. But today I want to talk about coolant management real quick. So, the way the KERN does it is all the coolant goes down through the V into the trough into this coolant tank. Now it's also a chip conveyor, so it's a tank conveyor, and it goes all the way back, probably almost 20 feet. And it's got these two drain hoses that filter like the door that goes to the pallet changer. So any coolant that drips in there leaks down the hose, goes back into the tank. This has a similar story on that side, goes back in. Except what happens is, coolant, we've had some foaming problems with our coolant. So we've had foaming issues with the coolant where it causes all these little bubbles and causes it to kind of overflow and leak out of here. And then we'd be cleaning it up off the floor like a lot, often, way too often. You know, we got our bucket and our knee pad and rags and everything. So we ended up having this stainless steel drip tray custom made for us. I designed it in Fusion. I figured out how big it needs to be, and we had a local guy make it for us. And it's been an absolute lifesaver because it's 3 inches tall, so it captures quite a bit of fluid, and anything that leaks out of here now falls into here where we can easily vacuum it or soak it up or whatever. And then as opposed to making a drip mess, you know, finding gravity to the door basically. So let's go around to the back of the machine and I'll show you what the back of the tray looks like. So it's a long machine, it goes all the way back here. Remember, it's also the chip conveyor, which comes up right here, making chips. So the conveyor comes all the way back here, and this pump actually transfers the fluid and chips. You know, the conveyor belts most of the chips up there, coolant drains back down, the chips go in the bucket. But a lot of the chips make their way kind of past the little baffle, and then this pump pumps them through this hose to the paper band filter. So anything that gets pumped goes through this paper filter material, 20 microns. This is the kind of stuff that's getting pumped up, which I think is pretty impressive that it's pumping chips. Like, that doesn't seem like it should happen, pumping chips. But it does. You can see them floating in the top here. And you can kind of see also the latte foam that we have at the top. So if this side foams over, then it falls into here, and we have some, you know, catching paper towels. But overall, the tray, that's what I want to talk about. Decently welded, MIG welded, stainless steel. It's got a flappy in the back that is removable because the tray is, I think it's got wheels in the front, like the whole chip conveyor. So we can lift it up, it's got wheels in the back right there. So if we remove the back wall, then we can roll the whole conveyor out the door because it's so long. And then back in, and then this is, we've got black RTV sealant sealing this lip in place. So overall, honestly, super great idea to have this tray because it allows us to capture the coolant and make less of a mess, and it's been fantastic. Now the real question is, why are we having a foaming issue? Which is kind of a whole topic for a different video where we're going to test some different coolants. Is it the water? Saunders and I have been talking about this on our podcast for many months now, and honestly I don't have an answer as to why our particular coolant is foaming so much. It's happening in multiple machines, not every machine, but we got to find the source of this. So while the tray is kind of a band-aid, it's also a super luxury item, a necessity almost, which makes it easier to clean up when things do go wrong. But yeah, and then also if you've been a long-time watcher, you'll remember the yogurt tub float container. This float, when it goes up, it turns the pump on, pumps everything out. And honestly, the yogurt tub is still holding up strong. I have these IFM sensors, I have I tried all kinds of stuff. Nothing works as reliably as this yogurt tub. And it's because of the chips floating in the coolant. You can see them sticking to the outside of the yogurt tub, but that doesn't affect performance. It just keeps this shaft, because this shaft used to get plugged with chips, so it would stick. But now it's keeping the business end away from the coolant, and the coolant's just riding on the bucket. So it works awesome. And you can see a lot of the chips have accumulated up here as it's maybe foamed up or overfilled or whatever, mostly due to foaming. So anyway, we also have these covers on the top of the motor. Not super necessary, but it's nice to show you how much nasty air quality is getting sucked through the motor as it's cooling itself. And ours stay pretty clean. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I'll see you next week. I want to do more technical videos, more Fusion 360 videos, and I want to show you more cool stuff that we've been doing around the shop lately. Making knives is one thing, but it's the process of making knives that I find super rewarding and challenging. And running a manufacturing business, it's all about process. And I want to show you guys all the stuff we've been working on, because there's so much stuff you guys have never even seen. This being just one of those examples. So, a lot of stuff coming. I got a lot to share. See you guys. Bye.